everyone, welcome to Chris Comments, your one-stop shop for all the opinions you never knew you needed. This video contains discussions of racism, so if that seems too heavy a topic for you, feel free to skip this video. On September 3rd, Jessica Krug, aka Jess La Bombalera, posted an article on Medium.com exposing herself as a white woman who had masqueraded as black for the better part of her adult life. Krug has been called the new Rachel Dolezal all across social media and has since been released from her teaching duties at George Washington University, where she was a professor of Africa and African diaspora studies. Now you might be wondering, why do these crackers keep doing this shit? To find the answer, we don't need to look further than Adele's Bantu knots. You see, in order for extremes like the Rachels and Jessicas to exist, you have to have the lesser offenders normalizing behavior. We're so used to seeing white girls wearing the hair, clothes, and accents of black girls like some warped costume that by the time we see a white lady in head-to-toe Fenty 340 and a $20 lace front claiming to be born and raised in the hood.
Grow up in a hood where people talk proper, then that's all you know. That's how you're gonna talk. Whether you're white, black, purple, green, blue, it doesn't matter. Not all white girls are all no.
Nobody is really that shocked. Now you might be saying, oh Chris, come on. It's not fair to compare clueless TikTokers to race fakers. Those things have nothing to do with one another. But honestly, failing to see the correlation is kinda how people let Kylie's boxer braids slide. In a white supremacist society, where black people are actively punished for looking.
She was stunned this year when she saw her school's new dress code policy.
It was the hair, and I noticed that as you kept reading, it just added more and more hairstyles that were natural and mostly worn by black people.
Did it feel personal to you?
It felt very personal to me because I've worn those hairstyles.
And acting.
You telling me we cannot eat here?
Two young boys in the same restaurant, dressed pretty much the same, but one of them was denied service, told he was violating the restaurant dress code. Which one?
Talking.
Let's look at what happened in 2013 at George Zimmerman's trial. When Rachel Gentile, a friend of Trayvon Martin's, testified, jurors questioned her credibility because of her dialect.
The funeral, why I didn't go to the viewing, I didn't want to see the body. I did agree with my friends that I was going to go.
Because a lot of the times she was using phrases I have never heard before and what they meant.
The way we do, white people picking and choosing to be black without ever facing consequences the way we do is always going to be a slap in the face. Atta Jewel said it perfectly in her article for Glamour Mag UK. Appreciation turns into appropriation when it's worn as a party outfit and taken off again and disposed of. White girls get all the likes for posing pics with their baby hairs on fleek and lip liner drawn 10 times outside of the natural contours of their mouths. But when the cameras are off and it's time to go to the store, guess who doesn't worry about being perceived as a thief? When the cops pull them over for speeding, guess who isn't wondering if this will be their last moment alive? When they up, guess who can use their tears to get out of a jam? And guess who's definitely not trying to be seen as anywhere near black then? Meanwhile, I don't get that self-assuredness. Wherever I go in life, I'm a black girl, first and foremost. And when I decide to cornrow my hair or wear it out in an afro or lock it up, I'm making a political statement. When I decide to put on some hoops and an African print dress, I'm unprofessional. Just existing is a threat to people, and that's something you will never truly comprehend as a white woman. But that doesn't stop y'all from pretending to get it either. Behold TikTok, land of the white ally.
Also, regarding my last two videos, I feel like it's a very fine line between genuinely calling out a creator that's using AAVE or the black scent for like putting it on for comedic purposes versus quoting something. You know what I mean? Like the Nicki Minaj thing of big boobs. child, anyways. Like, that's a meme, obviously. So when someone's quoting that, or when someone says, like, period, cis, whatever, snatch, all that, it's very much like internet culture. Like Stan Twitter, like Stan culture has its own language. And it's such a fine line between, like, you make these friends online and that's how you speak within these online communities, and then, you know, as a creator versus just a normal person on Twitter, saying it out loud as you would with your friends, it's very different. When it's kind of like collectively as a generation, this is how we all, if you're on the internet, this is kind of how we all speak.
A place where white girls with black sense get thousands of likes and shares for repackaging shit black women have been saying for like ever into the dumbest, most anodyne boxes you could imagine. Now, I'm sure you Captain Save-A-Snows will tell me they mean well too, but do they? How you gonna lecture other Mayo sapiens about cultural appropriation when you're literally stealing black women's voices and giving no credit to the people behind the words? I find it hard to believe y'all just care so much when you're profiting off of theories and terms that black women dedicated their entire lives researching, formulating, and speaking about, but not disclosing any of your sources. You care so much, but not enough to shout out Kimberly Crenshaw every time you say intersectionality? Now square that circle. So by the time you get to top-tier Jessica Krug-worthy nonsense, everything begins making sense. White girls have slowly been encroaching on our territory till they could do the full get out and just start being us. Now they're so bold that they're taking up leadership positions and scholarships that could be going to actual factual black women. They're not just using their newfound race as a means to get ahead in our world. They're berating the real deal for not being quote unquote black enough. In other words, for not being a walking minstrel show. It's not enough for them to have all the opportunities from the white people. They gotta take what little scraps the black girls get to. And the worst part is, we as the black community let them. You see, too many of us are complicit. Too many of us say, no, Kim, don't worry, Katie, it's cultural appreciation, not appropriation. Don't listen to those weird, angry feminists. Too many of us find amusement in them wagging their fingers in our supposed defense, doing the whole neck bobble thing like they're a sassy girl from the hood. So now we're presented with the faux light bright. How can we, as a colorist, feminist-hating community, do anything but embrace her? We've kind of already been doing that up till that point, right? The whites have a love affair with racial ambiguity, same as we do. When they're swirling their pretend baby hairs and tanning past the point of social acceptability, it's to look like Lauren London, not Lupita. And we as a black community, we love our light-skinned girls. We prop them up on the backs of the darkest and pretend we can't hear the cries of pain. We claim anybody who's even a little bitty bit black, while ignoring the girls who cannot be racialized as anything but Negro. And now we dare to be surprised that we keep dealing with these supposed transracial clowns? Vanessa Rochelle Lewis put it best. Jessica Krug was able to thrive specifically because of who gets ignored, rejected, devalued, and unseen. Her success is the embodiment of systemic oppression, and internalized oppression holding hands and running amok. Are you tired of white girls wearing black women's experiences as though they're Halloween masks? Well, Vanessa says to start centering blackness, being really intentional about actively reaching out to, recruiting, including, training, mentoring, hiring, filming, photographing, and loving dark-skinned black people. Fight the system and the socialization to ignore and deprioritize us. Maybe then we'll finally start seeing real change. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Check out the description for my Instagram and Twitter, as well as the sources I used in this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.